Hey guys, Laura Williams here with Girls Gone Sporty. Today I'm going to talk about using a Namastick as a form of self-myofascial release, or if you're not familiar with that, you may have heard of it referred to as foam rolling. This is a little different than foam rolling, but that's kind of the term that a lot of people kick around when they're talking about ways to perform self-myofascial release, which is essentially a way to work out the knots, work out the kinks, work out adhesions that develop in your muscle fascia. So that sheath of tissue that kind of surrounds all your muscles, it can get a little bit jammed up. And so self-myofascial release in a number of forms can help unjam the kinks, essentially. So the Namastick has some interesting features that you don't get from a typical foam roller. So foam rolling is great, but foam rolling also has some drawbacks. For instance, you have one big cylinder for foam rolling, and for people who've been at it for a while, you may not get the same results. So you've worked out a lot of the kinks and you just don't feel like you're really able to work into the muscle tissue the same way you were able to before. Another drawback is that it requires some balance. Sitting on a foam roller, lying on a foam roller, if you don't have a good sense of balance, it's a little bit challenging, and some exercises in particular take some strength. So for instance, if you want to work out your IT band on a foam roller, it's a little bit challenging because you have to balance on your side, you're supporting yourself with your upper body, and if you're just getting into health and fitness, it can be a little bit tricky to get into. One of the benefits of the Namastick is you can do a lot of the same things that you would do with a foam roller, but you don't have to deal with the balancing. So for instance, if I wanted to work out my IT band, so that's a stretched sheath of tissue that runs basically between your hip and your knee, all I would have to do is cross one leg over the other, reach one arm between my legs, the other one's holding the Namastick. You apply pressure and you decide how much pressure you apply. You hold it there for a couple seconds, kind of feel the burn a little bit, and then slowly drag it down the length of the IT band, really helping work out, ease up some of those adhesions that have developed. Another one, individuals who want to work out anything in their hamstrings or their calves and they find balancing. So for instance, if I had a big foam roller here and I were balancing on top of it, I'd have to be supporting myself with my upper body. If you're dealing with the Namastick, you simply place the Namastick under your calf, for instance, and you can just roll, you apply some pressure and then roll it down your calf. You don't have to put nearly as much balance or strength to get the same result. One other feature of the Namastick is they have these nice little rolly ball ends on either side that do allow it to roll, which makes it stand out from some of the other myofascial release sticks on the market. But the balls can also be used to really target those knots, those really specific areas, and work those out as well. So for instance, hips and glutes, low back tends to be some areas that are really hard to work out the kinks in. So what you can do is you can apply pressure on a spot. Let's say I have a spot in my glute that is just feeling really gummed up, really sore, contributing to some hip and low back pain. If I find it, I can apply pressure using gravity, and then I can work against it to help release it by simply moving my leg to help release the pressure, make that knot feel a little bit better, or I can move the actual stick itself to kind of get in there, see how it feels. I'm really enjoying the Namastick for a number of reasons. It's easily portable. I can throw it in a bag, take it to work with me. You can easily work out things like your shins, which are a little bit harder to do on a foam roller. So you don't want to go right over any bony areas. So you don't want to roll your shin bone. You're just going to end up with a bruise. That's a bad idea. But when you're dealing with the muscle tissue itself, you can actually roll through the muscle tissue, and you're working with a frictional force rather than a rolling force. So you apply as much pressure as you need to, press down, hold it for a couple seconds to really knead in there, and then you're applying slow force down, not rubbing away like this. So that's the Namastick in a nutshell. I'm going to be doing a giveaway of 2 of these, a little travel one and one exactly like this, on my blog in September. So do come check that out at girlsgonesporty.com. I am working with the brand to provide you with this giveaway and to provide some promotional instructional materials for you. So check it out, girlsgonesporty.com. It'll be one of the very first articles you can access. Thanks for tuning in. You can find these over at namastick.com. Thanks, guys.